What's up, and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my NXT Stand and Deliver review. This show started about 12 o'clock my time, or even earlier in LA because the West Coast is like a few hours back. So if the show started about 12 o'clock over here in the afternoon, midday, it started about 10 a.m. over there at the Staples Center. I think it was a full crowd. I'm not really sure what the attendance was. I know they've been in that building for the past 24 hours within SmackDown and the Hall of Fame. But I think it was more people there last night than they were, this morning, afternoon, and whatnot. But yes, they're back in the Staples Center. I know I didn't do a SmackDown or a Hall of Fame review, but I did watch SmackDown and a little bit of the Hall of Fame here and there. Good stuff to what I saw. But this is about Stand and Deliver right now. I did miss the pre-show. I think that was about 11:30. So I did miss it. That was between Chase U and Guru Tyler Bate right there versus the Schism. I didn't really see the match. I just saw a couple clips. I know I was told Duke Hudson like didn't want to team with Chase U, but he ended up teaming with him anyways. Chase U ended up getting the win. So I think the pre-show they said went about 10, 11 minutes. So there you go. I don't know what else really happened. I know the Rock's kid finally debuted in the ring. Don't know how that went, but maybe it was good, maybe it wasn't. I didn't see it. Okay, but hey, you got some part of the Rock here. You couldn't get the Rock for Mania, but you got a part of the Rock here. But then again, like I said, got a lot of his Samoan family on WrestleMania right now. Now we do kick this whole entire show off with a ladder match. Shawn Michaels' specialty for almost everything in NXT is a ladder match. I call this multi-person mania or a multi-person stand and deliver because it was a lot of multi-person matches then on this show. And it started off with a ladder match between Roxy, Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyrie, and Indi Hartwell. We didn't know if Roxy was even going to be able to compete in this match, but she still ended up competing, even though that segment was kind of bad with Shawn Michaels the other night. I saw the clip, but I figured she was going to be in it after the whole, being taken out by Michael Setamora. And yeah, wait, come on, they like this was all Sean's idea. Like, come on, look it up online. You'll see what I'm talking about. The ladder match itself I thought it was a really good ladder match. It was brutal. And me and my friend Steven were talking about this. And one thing to point out, and this has to do with last night, with Ring of Honor's show, between this ladder match and the one we saw today. This was actually a better ladder match here in a way because one, the people in this match are actually trying to get to the title because the objective is to climb the ladder and get the belt. Okay, and yes, you saw a lot of crazy spots in this match. Of course, there was a lot of big spots, or with the ladder being used, or hitting people with it, which they show some really good stuff in here and whatnot. Which people getting knocked off the ladder, or what was it? Dolan spinning the ladder like a helicopter and everything, taking everybody out. Roxy, what was the move she did? I know she had knocked somebody onto a ladder and ran into it, which was pretty good. Um, well, what else was in this match? I know Stark was hanging on to it. Um, Stark was hanging on to her. Roxy ended up taking her out, trying to climb it. Dolan ended up knocking off the ladder. Like I said, there was a lot of people getting knocked off the ladder. Like I said, I'm trying to remember all the spots, but there was one like what was it? I think Stark ran into Dolan. It was either Dolan or Valkyrie there, right into the ladder after someone dodged it, which was pretty good. I know there was a bridge at one point with the ladder, which Dolan climbed up, but then JC Jane showed up and knocking Dolan off the ladder onto the bridge. Fans chanted, "You suck," because Dolan's shoulder got hurt, but obviously this feud is continuing with the whole toxic attraction thing. One dangerous spot, though, honestly, which everybody missed it, was when um, Stratton was knocked off the ladder. Indy knocked her down, and nobody looked like they catched her. Okay, she literally just fell flat on her back out there, and that looked brutal. Like that was a bad catch right there. Okay, but there's one thing, like I said earlier, between last night and this today's ladder match, because in a way this was better. Because I feel like with Ring of Honor last night, it was like guys just wanting to hit cool spots without actually going for the objective. Okay, now I'm not gonna go into the whole Dante Martin, which I honestly believe, and I think I said this in the Ring of Honor review also. That was a dangerous spot, and then, honestly, I don't really think it should have been done to begin with, just doing a Canadian destroyer onto like 5, 6 different tables, because that dude's leg is fucked. I don't know how bad it is, but that was like Sid style bad, and it just looked like with Ring of Honor, you just saw guys just playing to the crowd with equal opportunity, to just climb up there and get the title. But no, they just got to do cool stuff to pop the crowd. That's all they were really doing. At least here with the women, I can say that yes, you did see some crazy spots out here, but it had to do with actually them going for the title and climbing up and just flowing. It just flowed well. Like they just happened to hit a spot because they're trying to get up the ladder. We're not just gonna be in the ring and play to the crowd. And I got all the time in the world and could have been won the match. But no, I just want to hit this cool spot, even though I could just climb the ladder and get the title right now. This was at least a little bit different here. But it did end up with Indy Hartwell climbing up the ladder, but out of nowhere, Dexter Loomis showed up, Index, and, he helped Indy to the top of the ladder, and Indy Hartwell won the NXT Women's Championship here. So good for her, because honestly, I actually thought they would have moved Indy up to the main roster already at some point, maybe even after this. But I didn't really expect her to win. Good for her. Like I said, at least one of the other black and gold people that's still somewhat there and whatnot in NXT. Because I didn't know what she was going to be doing now at this point, or if there was anything else for her to do in NXT other than win the title. But she ended up winning the title here. I thought they would have moved to the main and probably put over Gargano and everybody, since the way is somewhat backing away. But no, good for her though and whatnot. I think Roxy was gonna win the belt back. Well, then again, she didn't lose the belt. She just said she still wanted to compete and defend her title, even though she was the whole hurt thing, or the angle with her being hurt. So I don't know. Maybe some say that she goes to the main roster. I don't know. Roxy is really good, but I don't think she should be moved to the main roster yet, though. But good for Indy, though. Like I said, it was a really good match. Other than that last spot with Stratton, hopefully it wasn't too bad. But everybody did miss that catch, though, at the end. But like I said, crazy way to start off. Next, we get to the next multi-person match. Because let me say one thing right here. They do not let this breathe, okay? You think AEW has problems with not letting stuff breathe? We were just moving hot fire through multi-man match to multi-man match. And next was the NXT tag titles on the line between the Creed brothers. I know they had Daniel Cormier in the background, in the crowd. Tony D'Angelo and Stax and Gallus, Mark Coffey and Wolfgang out there. It was a good match, but in a way it was short. But I think this was all about Joe Coffey coming back. Because honestly, I don't know where Joe Coffey had been this whole time. Because we've seen Gallus already back on NXT for a minute now. But I was wondering where Joe Coffey was, even when they won the titles back at Vengeance Day. I'm surprised he didn't show back up there. He was just literally there to just help for the win. Now that Doomsday device that happened in this match with with the Creed brothers and whatnot, that was missed entirely. You could literally see that clear as day. Missed the whole thing, but it did end up with Gallus getting the win on Stacks hitting their finisher. Helped with help from Joe Coffey, but I don't know. It was kind of it was an okay match, but I feel like the last tag title multi-man match they had, and that was with the New Day back at Vengeance Day, was way better than this one. This was like what 8-9 minutes, but this was all about Joe Coffey returning, which I kind of wonder where he, like I said before, I kind of wonder where he'd been to begin with, anyway. So I don't know, but Gallus got the win, so I don't know. It was okay. Next, in my opinion, I thought this was the best match out of the night. I can sit here and call this a spot fest if I want to, and I'm sure many are. And I'm not going to sit here and try to call every move in this match, but this is one hell of a damn match. And maybe I'll name a few spots here and there, but the North American Championship, which was, Wesley, Dez there, Dragon Lee. His entrance looked really weird, trying to be like Mortal Kombat, and I think it, clocked out. I don't think they had the whole video right for it. JD McDonough, McDonough, Jordan Devlin, whatever it is, Ilya Dragunov, and Axiom in a fatal 5-way. This match was crazy, and like I said, the crowd went nuts for this. I thought this was one of the best matches of the night. Dragunov, man, I have to say, this guy is unreal out there sometimes. This dude takes a beating out there, and shit, damn near bleeding from the head when he got the triple kicks right at him and stuff after they got McDonough. But there was just a lot of insane. One move I liked the most was when I think it was Wesley did his like waterfall kick, and stuff flipping, and I think it was Axiom that hit him with a super kick in midair, which just looked fucking brutal. By the way, it looked brutal. McDonough and Dragunov, which I'm sure we'll get another one-on-one with them at some point. But the stuff with them just looked crazy. Out there. I'm trying to name all of it, but I still want to see the match because I thought they had a hell of a match on NXT like over a week ago, but that was just a set for Fatal Five Way. I know it's some big spot where everybody landed on each other, which was kind of weird, but crazy at the same time. Um, what else was it? Dragunov hitting a big suplex and then hitting with his big arm, like forearm onto his face, pinning him. But next, Wesley and Dragon Lee come up out of nowhere. But Dragunov, who's basically taking out everybody at this point, and he's about to get Dragon Lee again. Going for his like Moscow. I forgot what his finisher is called, but basically as he's doing that, Wesley hits like the cardiac kick onto Dragunov after Dragunov hit his move on Dragon Lee. But Wesley ended up hitting that kick and getting the win. So very good stuff. And like I said, it was a hot match. I thought it was one of the best of the entire night. Damn near went 20 minutes out there. So crazy match from everybody in on this match today. But I had to figure Wesley was still going to retain. Next was Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano in an unsanctioned match. I know they had Candice LeRae and her kid right there. Even Booker Tegan, is minute this match started, Gargano, came out there. I know they have intro videos for both of them, but Gargano came out there, immediately super kicked Waller as he got a chair, threw Waller over the table. Booker T is down, almost like saying with Batista, Batista's down, Booker T is down, Booker T is down. He just got knocked the hell out. If you know that line, you know what I'm talking about. But Booker T did end up getting back up with his glasses back on then. But a lot of weapons out here. Gargano trying to do a dive outside, but Waller hit him with a trash can lid to the face after he's doing a dive. We got chairs, we got kendo sticks, and stuff. Waller even trying to do a sweet chin music, but Gargano ended up stopping him. Then got him with like a destroyer, like with a chair and whatnot that looked insane. There was a table outside. Waller doing his like rolling stunner thing, then power bombing Gargano through the table. Then after that, then he starts trying to taunt off Candice with her kid right there. I know Gargano ended up getting he got the kendo stick and he started hitting Waller with it, but then he had the Candice. So Candice did something because Candice is just kind of been sitting around really not doing much. And after that horrible acting she did with that segment on NXT in front of their house, I'm like, well, at least she did something here because she gave her kid to whoever. I don't know who was sitting next to Candice. I don't know, babysitter, family member, I don't know. But started beating the hell out of Waller with the kendo stick until he got a hold of it. Then Gargano ended up getting back in the ring, got the one final beat. Still a kick out at 2, go for the Gargano escape. What is it? Waller got out of it, hitting him with like a trash can. Even trying to go for like the top, the coast to coast thing. Still a big near fall in. Gargano ended up getting back up, power bombing him onto the announce table, which looked very brutal. I have to say, Waller took a beating out here. You can see the marks on his back, and that power bomb through that announce table looked really brutal. But Waller came back with a low blow and stunned him. Still a kick out then. And like I said, Waller is just, like I see a lot of blood come from his back and just cuts and whatnot. But Waller kept hitting Gargano with the chair. Gargano got back with a low blow, and then he started hitting Waller with the chair several times then until he hit him with the Gargano escape and won. So Johnny Takeover, I guess you could say, is back. I know this isn't Takeover, but, in this case for Gargano, it's Johnny Takeover. Honestly, this is the best match he's had since he's came back to this company because he's really done nothing on the main roster. I'm not the biggest fan of Gargano, but he ain't really done much other than kind of be a comedy act with Dexter and Candice walking around, not really doing much. And it was actually nice to see Gargano, Candice, Indi, and Dexter all back together as the Way and stuff. So it was actually kind of nice to see that again. I think this was just Gargano getting his payback finally from many, many months ago on NXT. I guess he just goes back to the main roster. I don't know what he does after this. I don't know if he's going to be sticking around at NXT or he goes back to the main. But he hasn't really done much on the main. He really hasn't. That's why I was like, this is probably the best spot he got right now with NXT, like, okay, makes sense. Gets payback from Waller from all those months ago, or basically over a year ago at that point. But he finally got his payback on him then. So maybe Gargano. I don't know what Gargano goes to next. I guess back to main roster. Maybe they'll find something for him. I don't know, but it's probably the best thing Gargano has had since he's came back to this company. Next was the NXT Women's Tag Team titles on the line. Kiana James and Fallon Henley versus Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. I was kind of in and out of this match because honestly, I forgot this was a tag title match. I thought the main event. I literally thought the main event was up next after the unsanctioned match because, like I said, the crowd had been hot, especially through that in the Fatal 5-Way. But then again, like I said, NXT doesn't really let nothing breathe until now, and this is where the crowd really came down and didn't care. I watched the match, and I know it's something to do with Kiana James's bag, and I guess Jensen was supposed to grab something out of it, but he didn't, and the heels ended up taking out Kiana James, get their finisher for the win. So yeah, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn became the tag champions. Then again, I haven't really paid much attention to what they've done anyways with Fire, because like what she beat Isla Dawn, the whole witch thing, and then now she ended up joining up with her. I never really understood why. Well, she's a witch, so it's some type of magic, or you're not gonna use the fire. We're a team now, so I don't know. I like Alba Fire. I still think she should have been NXT Women's Champion a while ago, but the tag team, we'll see where this goes. As for the story with, Jensen, Henley, and all of them, I have no idea where it's going at this point, okay? So is she cheating on him? Is she not cheating on him? Is she with him? Is she not with him? I don't know. They lost the tag belts. They were the oddball tag team back at Vengeance Day and won, so I don't know. But then we got to the main event, though, the NXT title on the line. Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes. You know, Melo came out with like the Lakers, because it's LA, you know, with the Lakers colors and whatnot, and all the jerseys with Trick Williams out there. Braun Breaker with the doghouse, dog face gremlin and everything. Crowd was mostly pro Melo out here, and very pro Melo and whatnot. Breaker, he's been getting the booze since NXT for a minute. We've seen it on TV if you watch the show and that. I've caught a couple times where people chant, Braun Breaker sucks. Or, like I said, they pushed this guy so much. The crowd is already starting to turn on him. And listen, I don't think it has to do with whatever's been going on today with his dad, Rick Steiner. I haven't followed the whole story and whatnot. I don't think that's why Brian is being booed. I just think fans have just gotten tired of him on NXT, and at this point, he may be going to the main roster now. But that's two separate incidents. I don't think that should be taken out on Braun. Like I said, I haven't looked it up. I'm not going to go into that whole thing right now. So go look that up, because if you go into this, it's probably going to be a whole debate about politics, and at the end of the day, I know the truth. And listen, this thing called biology, but not gonna go into that because I'm not gonna play into this whole virtue signaling game right now. Whatever's going on online, whatever pronoun thing, I don't know. Okay, not gonna go into that. But I don't think it should be taken out on Braun Breaker of whatever's going on with his dad. But hey, separate situation. Go look that up and go feel however you want to feel about it. But this has nothing to do with being booed. But the match though itself, good match. Um, I don't think it was a good match. I don't think it was great as it should have been. They only had like maybe 15, 16 minutes out there. It was good. I know they ended up throwing out Tricked in, halfway through the match trying to help Melo. He was called to the back. And, Melo, I know he had got the crossface on him, but Breaker ended up spearing Melo in, spearing Melo into the referee. Then we got a ref bump. Braun Breaker didn't hit the Steiner recliner then on Melo. Trick hit him with the title belt then, and then he still kicked out. Melo went for his big springboard move. Breaker caught him, but Melo got him then, and then he hit his his finisher, nothing but net, with the big leg drop onto his head and neck and everything, and won. So it was a good match. I don't think it wasn't like a crazy main event that you were gonna sit there and say, if you want to go by star ratings nowadays, 15, 20 stars, 45 stars, or however that goes. It wasn't as hot as a match, okay? I think it was a good match. And then again, yeah, it could have been better if it was just clean instead of just having Trick, get involved. I had a feeling he was anyways, but after him being thrown out, I thought Melo could have done this on his own. And Breaker grabbed the title and fist bumped Melo and handed it to him. Will he get a rematch? I'm not really sure. Or does not Melo, or does Breaker just move on to the main roster after this? I don't know. Like, does he move on to the main roster? I'm not honestly sure. Um, we'll see what happens. But Melo, I'm glad he won the title. I'm sure everybody saw this coming. But they still had Melo have heel tactics to win the title. So it was a good match, but in a way, I feel like it didn't ever get out of the third gear, or out of second gear really. So it was a good show, and that's what you could say about this whole show. It was a good show. My favorite match of the night, obviously, was the North American title match. Okay, the unsanctioned match was really good. Very good brawl. The women's ladder match was really good. Um, the tag title match was kind of whatever, just with Joe Coffey returning. The women's tag titles, I don't think the crowd really cared. And the main event was just good. Okay, it was good. But overall, though, it was a very good show. Even if you don't really watch NXT, if you just came in and watched it, it was an overall good show and had some pretty good matches on there. I just think the main event could have been a little bit better. But overall, that is my review of NXT Stand and Deliver this afternoon. So, yeah, we will be back with WrestleMania Night 1, most likely tomorrow, for an afternoon review. So, yeah, got to get ready for WrestleMania later on tonight. So, like I said, the shows are just coming left and right now this weekend. It's WrestleMania weekend, folks. We know how crazy this can get, and just shows literally all over the place right now. All right. So I'll see you guys later on for night 1, or most likely tomorrow, but night 1 of WrestleMania is tonight. I'm out of here. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodTheKnight890. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.